Hey everybody, good morning. Got four books to review that I picked up yesterday. Starting off with Uncanny X-Men number 16, which is this one right here. Now, in this issue, it it mostly focuses on Magneto trying to go into the island to figure out if the island is a safe house for the mutants or is it just kind of a setup by the Shield agent Dazzler. And the writing, the plot itself, it just drags, and I think that's, for me, that's what brought it down. It just dragged, and it just got really boring after a while, and I just stopped reading it. I read enough to know what probably enough to go move on to the 217, but I just stopped reading after a while, so I didn't like this issue at all. I don't know if couple. I'll give it a couple more. I'll give it to 20. If it doesn't improve them, this is the only Marvel book that I have now, which is the next one, which I'm dropping. And if Uncanny X-Men doesn't get better, I'm definitely going to drop it. And then wait till April, when Fantastic Four, and next month when Daredevil starts. But we'll see. Hopefully improve, because Uncanny X-Men is like one of my favorite teams in Marvel. Decided to give X-Force a try. This one. I've heard good things about it from people and bad things also. I remember in the 90s when I actually picked up X-Force, and at that time Cable looked pretty cool, man. I mean, Cable is one of my favorite characters in Marvel, and he was pretty badass. The way they drew him, the way he looked, and in time, I feel like they just messed him up. They should just, I don't know. But it's about, Cable in this issue forms a team, Black Ops Team Spy, whatever you want to call it, for the mutant kind to help them. It's a secretive team, of course. Humans have Secret Avengers, mutants have these guys, England has MI something 13. So, Cable and his team go investigating this killing that happened, and it's just, I just felt like it just dragged. It wasn't something that sucked me in right away and said, hey, okay, I want more. I can't wait for the issue number 2. I thought I'd give it a try, and I didn't like it, so I'm definitely not going to be back for the second issue. They did bring one character back, Morrow, from the 90s. She is this character here. She's this character here. And she's just, her powers looks like it's just all bones. Just bones and stuff like that comes out. She was one of those characters in the 90s that I believe just disappeared after a while. And she ends up, 13, 14 years later, in X-Force number 1 in this time. So, I don't know. Some people probably liked it, so I personally don't. Next one is Batman number 28. This issue actually takes break away from the Zero Year and concentrate. It's like a backstory, an introduction story to Batman Eternal. In this issue, you have Selina, who's actually in Gotham running a nightclub called Egyptian. Am I right? Yes, Egyptian. And she is the kingpin. She's the crime kingpin. She's like the big thing, right? And the stories so introduces her as a kingpin, crime lord, who runs this club called Egyptian in Gotham City. You also have introduction to, oh bloody hell, what's her name? Bluebird, which is this character here, and right here, this character. Oh wait, here we go. She's introduced also, and I think this is the only. I'm not collecting any other Batman titles, so this is the first time I've seen her in this book. Actually, Batman's the only book that I collect besides Detective, but I haven't seen her in Detective. But I know also I missed a couple of issues in Detective also. She's introduced as Bluebird, Um, where? Okay, I forgot the girl's name. Man. Yeah, I forgot the girl's name, but I mean, we all know who she is. Um, so she's introduced, and then after this one, it comes out. The next issue is going to be, of course, Batman Eternal, which I'm definitely going to check out. Oh, and towards the end, we have this one character introduced called the Spoiler, and she is held. Batman and Bluebird going looking inside that club to talk to, of course, Selina and look for someone, and this is a girl they're looking for, called the Spoiler. And I guess Selina has been keeping her in there and trying to ask her questions, but she's not answering or budging or anything like that. So that's where Selina takes Batman and Bluebird to show her. So it was a good issue for me, to kind of take a break from the whole zero-year thing, just something fresh, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I'm definitely gonna. I'm just full of. No, I was surprised about Selina being the crime lord, of course, and the reason she became the crime lord, I guess, because Batman left her to die, and Batman's like, I really couldn't do nothing, I'm sorry, but and then after that, she just went on the dark side and became the Kingpin crime lord. And on sale in April, Batman Eternal #1, which I'm definitely gonna pick up and check out, see how it is. So yeah, Batman number 28. Love this awesome covers they've been putting out. Now, my last book. This book is freaking awesome. Since the year began, this has to be one of my the top book I've picked up so far. The beginning of this year, since the year started, it was one of the best digital selling comic books. Got great ratings, great reviews. It's by Joshua Hall and Joe Infurare. Oh God, I'm saying that right. And of course, it's called The Bunker. This book was awesome. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up before it sells out, because I promise you, it will sell out everywhere else. The book is made limited copies. It's not a lot of copies made, and it is really good. It's about this five people going to bury a time capsule. And what they find is they find a bunker. And the bunker, of course, has all of their names written on it. Only besides this one guy named Billy, whose name wasn't on the bunker. But you got everybody else's name on the bunker. So there's this bunch of a group of friends go to bury a capsule. And as they start digging, they find a bunker with their names on it. They go of course inside, and they find all this bunch of notes and all this research and everything, but they find notes that have been written to them from the future, or something like that. Which them said, but it sounds like it's the future. But these notes are written by them for them. So each character has a note. Daniel, Natasha, Heidi, and Grady. The only person that doesn't have a note is Billy. And it seems like the story roams around everybody, but it seems like that Grady is one of the characters, which is a higher character than everybody else, that has that lead going into it. It's about, again, each has a purpose that they do, of course, for what they work for. And again, I don't want to spoil it too much. I'm not going to give too much information because I really want people to read this. But simply, the world's going to end. They're responsible for it, it's saying it's going to end for the good, or it's going to be end for the bad. You know, they don't know, but there's things that each character plays a role in this story, what makes it so awesome. So each character has a role in the story, and each of them will lead to something, how the world will end, or what will happen. Each will play a role. They're good friends, but they also have their own trouble within the friendship. You know, for example, this one girl slept with this guy slept with her. You know, just stuff like that that they need to also work out. They have their problems, of course, but this bunker has everything they need. So it's their future that has written them letters and left them in the bunker. And now they've opened it, and pretty much the letter, each of the characters' letters are written to them from them. So when they open it up, that person, for example, Grady's telling Grady, hey, this is what happened, this is what you need to do, and this is what you have to make sure that it really does happen. At one point, the world has to end to become good. One letter saying to this one person, the world shouldn't end, or this will happen. So they're not showing the letters to each other, but the letters are telling, which is written to themselves, is telling this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, this is what will happen, this is what needs to happen, this is who you should stop, this is who you should not stop, this is the people that are going to die protecting you. Again, I'm going to stop here, but it's an amazing book. You know, the online digital was great reviews, great comic book series, and now it's come to, of course, paper. So it is an ongoing series, and it is a must read. All right, guys. So far I have to say this is one of the best books I've picked up since the year started. So those are reviews for all those books, and The Bunker. Give it a shot. I promise you won't be disappointed. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend, and have a happy and safe Valentine's Day. Take care.